We're getting word right now that authorities are asking, the people who are watching all of this from the Regency Tower, which is just a couple of blocks away, and it was a building that burned, you might recall, about 4 years ago, a high-rise building in downtown Oklahoma City that burned. If you're in the Regency Tower and you're watching all of this, please evacuate that building. They're asking you to get out of that building, that apartment building, the Regency Tower. Evacuate the building right now.
Do it slowly and do it carefully. All right, let me just mention here while we're talking about the Regency Towers, there are a lot of elderly citizens. A lot of you who live there are elderly, so take your time, be careful. There will be, no doubt, if there's an urgent need for them to move you from that building, people will be coming to the building to help you get out. But don't get hurt trying to get out of your building. But the word we're getting to you is, as you can, do it safely and do it carefully. Evacuate the Regency Towers building. If you have a loved one or a friend that works in the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in downtown Oklahoma City, as many of us do, you're obviously worried about them. Let's put those phone numbers back up on the screen, if we can get those back up, on a couple of phone numbers that you can call. Please only call that number if you absolutely need the information now. The phone lines are very busy. 820-6801 or 820-6806. Let me tell you, the information is going to be very sketchy at this point, but we do have 30 victims at Southwest Medical Center, 25 victims at Baptist Hospital, and 40 victims at St. Anthony we know of right now, and many more at Children's Hospital. Some information may be coming through those hospitals to these numbers. Call these numbers. This is the clearinghouse for that information. Don't dial 911. Don't call the police departments. And if you can avoid it, I would just wait for a little bit, because the worst thing you can do is make it harder for the people who are trying to take care of your loved ones to get it done. Don't drive downtown. Stay where you are. We'll pass the information along to you. Try these numbers, but don't dial 911. Don't tie up the police and other emergency fire department. IMSA, don't tie their lines up trying to check on people, because they need their lines to render aid and to be able to communicate with each other. Again, we want to pass along that downtown has been evacuated. In case you're just joining us, don't go downtown. There is a danger of a secondary explosion. We're told that there are 2 more explosive devices in this building or near this building where the explosion happened, which is about 4th or 5th and Robinson. The entire downtown area where most of the high-rises are, from about City Hall over to the railroad tracks and from 8th Street down to the Myriad, is evacuated at this time. You will not be allowed in there. So don't go downtown, and try to stay off all those highways that emergency crews are trying to use. There's one of the shots of the south side of the building, and you can see every window in that building is blown out. Much of the debris is office furniture and so forth blown out of the south side of the building. The north side is completely blown away. Right now we have Governor Frank Keating on the phone with us. Obviously the state is going to be, Governor, thank you for joining us. The state's going to be putting a lot of resources in now to try to deal with this.
Jennifer, it's a horrible tragedy, a ghastly thing that occurred, and obviously we don't have all the facts, but I've taken 3 actions. First, I've instructed General Courtwright, the Adjutant General, to provide the medical and provide the law enforcement, the crowd control assistance of the Oklahoma National Guard. Secondly, I instructed the Department of Public Safety to bring their troopers in to provide security, to provide crowd control, and also medical assistance. And thirdly, I've instructed all state employees within Oklahoma City to go home until further notice. All right. So at this juncture, of course, we're waiting and watching and certainly grieving for the victims and praying.
Governor, what are you hearing now? We're getting a confirmation now that this was a bomb. Do you know anything about any threats that may have been made, or any warning? Was there no warning, no bomb threat, nothing that would indicate this was about to happen?
I know of no threat, and I know of no warning. The size of the explosion indicated, I think, to many of us who have been in this business, that it had to be more than a utility blast, and apparently that's what occurred. But it's a terrible, terrible thing that these innocent people could be savage like this, and I'm hopeful, of course, that the death toll is lower than we anticipate.
In your experience, having been an FBI agent, this is something that people know can happen, but typically I guess we expect it would happen over at the courthouse perhaps, and not in this sort of a general office building. I don't know why we'd make that assumption, obviously, but there was not a great deal of security in that building.
Well, that is a federal building, of course, and as I understand, ATF, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, Secret Service, HUD, Social Security, a number of agencies and departments are represented in that building, and what can you say? You can't secure everything every day. This was a terrible, terrible thing. As far as I know, there was no advance notice or no warning. I just hope that we can find the survivors.
Governor, you used to be in charge of all these agencies when you were at the Justice Department. What will the response be at this point? Are they already in the process of bringing people in from all over the country? Were they already on airplanes headed this way? What will they be doing? Well,
both the FBI and ATF will very definitely be involved because of the nature of the explosive and the nature of the explosion. And they'll have people here quite quickly and hopefully get to the bottom of who's responsible, identify those people, and put them away. But right now, of course, our challenge is to identify potential survivors, care for the injured, and obviously pray that there are more people that will be found alive.
All right, Governor, we have some, if you can hold on the line, we have some new information for you here.
Police have confirmed down at the federal building that they have disarmed a second explosive device at the site. So a second bomb at that location has been disarmed. Also, if you want to donate blood, Deer Creek High School has set up a donation site. The phone number out there is 348-9100. That is out in the extreme northwest side of Oklahoma County. Deer Creek High School would be a place that you can give blood.
You can do that without tying up any of the roads in this area where people are trying to get help in and out to the people in downtown Oklahoma City. Governor, are you still with us?
Yes, I am. Let me mention one other thing.
Okay.
The other part of my announcement was that all non-essential state employees in the Oklahoma City area can go home at their discretion, but all essential employees are to remain, especially the health sciences people. Anyone who is medically trained is to remain on duty and help those who are injured.
Okay. We heard earlier that they were kind of doing the same sort of thing at the Capitol building and that the building itself would be closed. Is there going to be additional security at the Capitol, at the mansion, and some of the other state buildings, Governor?
Well, I can't say specifically what security measures are being taken, but certainly sufficient measures will be taken, and the House and Senate has adjourned. Both of them have adjourned until Monday, so this building is virtually shut down.
All right, so we need to tell all non-essential state employees to head home. Everybody with the Health Sciences Center, anybody in the medical business or obviously the public safety business, stay at work to help out. Is that correct? Okay. Governor, we sure appreciate you joining us. Anything else you want to add?
No, not a thing.
All right, thank you.
About 30 minutes ago, there was a threat of a second explosive device, which we told you was just disarmed by apparently the Oklahoma County Bomb Squad a short time ago. When that was happening, we got an interview with one of the people running from the scene. Let's take a look at that right now.
I seen that this building was right in it and my mom's in there.
Husband's down there. David, watch out.
Did you say a mother bar?
That was the scene about 30 minutes ago from downtown Oklahoma City on word that a second explosive device had been found in the Alfred P. Murrah building, devastated by an explosion at about 9 o'clock this morning.
The rescue crews were obviously right down there in front. They had a triage area set up not too far from the building itself. They had to evacuate all those patients and move all the rescue personnel back. Now we're told that we watched shortly after that, just a few minutes after that, after they'd moved the patients out, they brought in the Oklahoma County Bomb Squad containment unit. It's pulled by a pickup and they bring it in, and apparently they have either been able to disarm that bomb or transport it away. We're told that they disarmed it. Tammy is in the Live Center with some information. Tammy?
Jennifer Kelly, we just want to give people who are just joining us an idea of the magnitude of this blast. Daycare there hit hard, at least 6 children dead, 40 victims reported at St. Anthony's Hospital. Baptist reporting 25 victims, mainly glass lacerations. Some people are driving themselves in. 30 victims at Southwest Medical Center, and the St. Francis Hospital in Tulsa is sending crisis trauma personnel to the scene to help out. So medical personnel all over the state helping right now with victims in downtown Oklahoma City. And guys, FBI spokesman Dan Fogel is declining to speculate at this time if there is any connection. This is the second anniversary of the fire that destroyed the Branch Davidian compound near Waco, killing scores of people. Vogel, again, not speculating, but that 51 armed cult standoff began when 4 ATF lawmen were killed, as you know, and this building that we're looking at downtown did house a field office, an ATF office in downtown Oklahoma City.
No, nothing official on that yet, but Tammy, we should probably remind folks that the ATF has officially confirmed that this explosion was caused by a man-made device of some kind. We're told they found 2 others. We know that one has been disarmed at the site. We don't know if both of them have been or they're working on that. We can't see that right now. You're looking at some video from earlier in the day, shortly after the blast happened, and there were some cars and things burning down on the street level. There was, and as far as we know, still is a danger of a secondary explosion from this building. Officials are taking precautions elsewhere, not knowing exactly, I guess, at this point, what was the reason for the bombing. State officials, federal officials are taking precautions. Tinker has been shut down. Nobody's going, well, obviously they're working, but you can't go in or out of there. The Capitol building, all the state Capitol complex, they're sending folks home other than non-essential personnel, and they will no doubt be boosting security there as well.
You can see from that shot the devastation of the explosion. The roof is ripped away. The northern, I would almost call it half of the building, is like I described it earlier. A knife came down and cut it off. It's gone. Offices are exposed, and the southern side of the building also looks heavily damaged from the concussion of that blast. Again, we had a report earlier that perhaps they had found an explosive device in a car. So, again, a lot of this is speculation. However, we are told that the explosive device was found and disarmed, so we know that that has happened.
So that's good. We, I guess to just confirm what we do know at this time, we have dozens and dozens of people injured. There is there's a report of 6 children killed, as Tammy just mentioned, who were inside the building. We have word officially that it was a man-made explosive, that there were others found, and that they have disarmed one device at the scene.
This is a video that we just got in just a couple of moments ago. Our photojournalist R.D. Rowland shot this. He would have shot that about 15 minutes ago. This is a rescue from the Alfred P. Murrah building. You can see a firefighter helping a man down a ladder. It looks like from the 3rd or 4th floor of that federal building in downtown Oklahoma City. That is maybe the 4th or 5th person we have seen taken out of the building since about 9:30 this morning.
I think R.D. is joining us now. Tell us about what you saw out there.
Okay, that man works in the agricultural department towards the east part of the building. You might have seen that. There was several marble concrete facade on that building, some of which has now is gone. He said that he heard the explosion. He got under his desk. Another man was with him. He also got under his desk. And I asked him about the front part of the building, the part that we're seeing that's most heavily damaged, what part of the building that is, how many people are normally there. He said a lot of people, a lot of secretaries, that kind of thing, a lot of offices. He says that he saw several people just lying. He stayed under his desk until somebody yelled for him to come out and that they were ready to rescue him.
Was he on the south side of the building?
He was on the east side of the building.
East side of the building.
In the agriculture. Now this, what you're seeing, is what they have considered evidence, some kind of evidence, and they had everyone moving back.
You okay, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine.
That was quite miraculous, wasn't it?
Thank God I'm alive. That's all I can say.
What's your name, sir?
I'm Brian Espy.
Okay. Did you work up there?
Yes. I need to get somewhere.
Yeah, we gotta take him down to the corner.
I've got a phone right here. Here, they can take me to the command center. Let me do that.
Can you hear okay?
I'm fine.
Are you?
Yeah.
How do you think that happened?
I happen to be in the only part of the 5th floor, our part of the 5th floor that isn't gone. It's either a bomb or gas explosion from across the street here. I just happened to be in that room. It's not the room I normally am in. Was working on a project. It happened, and I was lucky I've had a table to dive under.
What went through your mind?
There's the table to get over. Yeah. What's happening? You know, it's like it happened in slow motion.
What are some of the images that you, while you waited to be rescued, went through your mind?
Well, the same ones that are going, my entire staff of about 7 people is gone.
Just he and I and one lady are the only ones that walk out of our floor area.
Did you see any fatalities?
No, because
just a big
there's no floor.
The ceiling to the basement.
There's nothing there.
Does it make any sense to you?
No, what?
It's like a dream still. It's not real.
If somebody did this, what could be their motive to hurt that many innocent people?
Well, I'm thankful that you're okay.
Thank you.
I'm Jack Gobin.
Where do you work, Jack?
We work for the U.S. Department of Agriculture, it's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service. He's a veterinarian and I work for the Plant Protection and Quarantine Division.
Looking at this building, it just seems impossible anybody could walk out of it.
I thought it was an earthquake because I resided in California for many years and it was almost like slow motion. I felt a shake and then began shaking more. And I dove under my desk, and then the glass all came in. I think that helped save me. All the glass was gone. It's all over the office.
Where's your office located? Can you point to it?
We're on the 5th floor, right on the end. I can walk from here, from my office to the door where I normally enter, and there's nothing there anymore. It's from me to these individuals that the building's gone.
So tell me about the building, the part that I'm looking at, that I'm seeing the most destruction. What is that? What's there?
Well, for our section, that's our main office area. The only office that were spared was mine and my secretary and my officer, and this a little section of a conference room, which Dr. Espy happened to be sitting in. The whole rest of the office is gone.